Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we are going to be talking about Soorarai Pottru starring Suriya, Aparna Balamurali and directed by Sudha Kongara. Now, it's always lovely when a hero has a real ambition other than just I have to romance the heroine and I have to beat up the bad guys. In this, Surya plays Maran, a character based on G.R. Gopinath, the founder of Air Deccan, and his book Simplify. So he wants to create a low-cost airline, right? But what's even better is that the heroine played by Aparna Balamurali, the character is called Bommi, she wants to run a bakery. She wants to found a bakery. So she's got an ambition of her own. So even before getting married, they agree that this is what each of them wants to do, and they have this pact that his money is hers and her money is his. So there are many acting moments here that Surya gets, and he aces all of them. But my favorite one is where Maran's effort keeps failing and failing and failing, and at one point he has to ask Bomi for a handout, for a loan. And the words just stick in his throat. Despite that pact that they made earlier, his male ego comes in the way, and you can literally see the words stuck in his throat. But take another acting moment, a big acting moment again, where Surya is terrific again, but this time it's at an airport. Surya has to buy a ticket back to his dying father, and he has only enough money for an economy class ticket. The economy class is full, so he has to get a business class or first class ticket. So he goes around asking everyone for a handout again. He wants money again, but this time everybody refuses because, right, who's going to give money to a stranger, right? So Surya breaks down, and this time the moment doesn't quite work because here the relationship between Surya and his father has not been as well established as the relationship between Maran and Bomi, that is Surya and Aparna Balamurali. Again, Surya is terrific, but what we are responding to is an actor's performance rather than a character's plight. This feeling keeps coming up over and over in Soorarai Pottru. Now, let's make no bones about this. In terms of sheer professionalism, this is by far the best thing that's happened to Southern OTT because we've been having a series of really bad films. And I totally get the decision to masalify the story, right? Because every biopic, even the fictionalized biopic, have the standard template of failure, success, right? So you cannot do much with it. You cannot change the subject. So you have to try to find interesting ways to depict this failure, success. But in the process, I got the sense that a script with more edges and shadings had gotten massified and genericized into something simpler, like the same feeling that I got with Kaidi. Again, that was a movie where I was in the minority, and I have a feeling I'm going to be in the minority with Soorarai Pottru as well, because from reaction so far, people seem to have loved it. The one unqualified success about this movie, apart from the Surya and Aparna Balamurali track, is G.V. Prakash's music and the lyrics. The songs work wonderfully in all the situations, but Soorarai Pottru is frantically cut and it doesn't stop to breathe. The film seems to be on constant fast forward. We seem to be jumping from one high point to the next, to the next, to the next. And I long for something as basic as, say, Surya just pausing by one of his airplanes and running his hands over its surface, like that aviator shot, because it's like it's not all social service, right? He's accomplished this. There's some going to be some sense of personal accomplishment as well. We never get that sense. The villain played by Paresh Rawal is painfully one note, and the mass scenes, like the one where all of Surya's town gathers and they contribute to his big venture, they seem like they're thrust in. They don't have an organic build up. I couldn't make out whether these scenes would play better on the big screen and it is just the experience of watching it on OTT, or whether a longer script was kind of trimmed down to a shorter, manageable length of 2.5 hours, which is why we keep getting this slightly jerky feeling. What we're left with is a drama that gives us a wonderful heroine in Aparna Balamurali. Her track is really superb and she does really well. And of course, when you take that one aspect alone, the way a character expresses intensity, whether it's rage or whatever it is, Surya owns that emotion like nobody else. So I'm not saying this is a bad movie, not at all, far from it. But sometimes when there's such a cast and crew involved, you want something more than just solid and competent. And that's the real problem with Soorarai Pottru. So that's it about Soorarai Pottru. You can find the full review up on the Film Companion website. If you like this video, do subscribe to Film Companion South and see you soon at the movies now that they're open. But don't forget to stay safe.